Why single moms are attracted to certain men, and what it really means. There is something strange about attraction. You can meet a man who seems completely different from the kind of person you thought you wanted. Maybe he's confident. Maybe he's emotionally intense. Maybe he knows exactly what to say. Maybe being around him gives you a feeling you haven't experienced in years. And suddenly, you find yourself thinking about him more than you expected. But here's the question we don't ask often enough. What exactly are you attracted to? Because attraction doesn't always point toward the person who is best for you. Sometimes attraction responds to a feeling of safety. Sometimes it's the feeling of being wanted. Sometimes it's excitement. Sometimes it's familiarity. And sometimes, without realizing it, we're attracted to an emotional pattern we've experienced before. For a single mother, relationships can carry another layer of complexity. You're not only thinking about yourself anymore. Your time matters differently. Your emotional energy matters differently. Your child's stability matters. And after disappointment, heartbreak, betrayal, or simply years of carrying responsibility, you may become more careful about who you allow close to you. But that doesn't mean attraction disappears. Sometimes, when someone finally makes you feel seen again, the emotional impact can be incredibly powerful. And that's why understanding attraction matters. The goal isn't to stop yourself from feeling attracted to someone. The goal is to understand why you feel attracted to them. 1. You may be attracted to how he makes you feel. One of the biggest mistakes we make is thinking, I'm attracted to him because of who he is. Sometimes that's true. But sometimes you're attracted to the emotional state he creates inside you. Maybe he makes you feel feminine again. Maybe he makes you feel interesting. Maybe he listens when you speak. Maybe he notices things other people overlook. After spending years focusing on children, work, responsibilities, and everyone else's needs, his attention may remind you that you're still a woman with desires, dreams, and a life of your own. That feeling can be powerful. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying it. But there's an important distinction. Feeling good around someone is evidence of attraction, not evidence of compatibility. A man can make you feel incredibly desired and still be emotionally unreliable. He can make you laugh and still be dishonest. He can create intense chemistry and still be completely wrong for your life. So instead of asking only, how does he make me feel? Eventually ask, who is he when the feeling becomes inconvenient? That's where character starts becoming visible. 2. Confidence can feel like safety. Confidence is attractive for a reason. Someone who communicates clearly, makes decisions, carries himself with certainty, and doesn't seem desperate for approval can feel reassuring. Especially when your life already contains a lot of uncertainty and responsibility, stability can be deeply attractive. But there's a psychological trap here. Confidence and control can sometimes look similar at first. A confident man might say, I respect your decision. A controlling man might say, you don't need to make that decision. I'll make it for you. Both can initially appear decisive. But only one respects your autonomy. So don't stop at, he's confident. Ask, does his confidence make room for me, or does it overpower me? Healthy confidence doesn't require you to become smaller. 3. Intensity can be mistaken for connection. This may be one of the most important ideas in this entire video. Sometimes a relationship feels powerful because it is intense. Constant messages. Long conversations late at night. Strong physical chemistry. Big promises. Sudden emotional vulnerability. You feel like you've known each other forever. And your brain can interpret that intensity as, this must be something special. But intensity and intimacy are not the same thing. Intimacy develops through time. Through consistency. Through seeing how someone behaves when they're disappointed. When they're angry. When they don't get what they want. When life becomes inconvenient. Someone can create enormous emotional intensity in a few weeks. But genuine character takes much longer to observe. That's why one of the healthiest things you can do when you're strongly attracted to someone is slow the relationship down enough to observe it. Not because attraction is dangerous. Because attraction can make observation harder. 4. Familiarity can feel like chemistry. Here's something important about human attraction. We can be drawn toward what feels familiar. And familiar doesn't always mean healthy. Psychological theories of attachment suggest that early relationship experiences can influence what feels comfortable or recognizable in later relationships. That doesn't mean you're destined to repeat the past. It means your emotional system can sometimes recognize a familiar pattern before your conscious mind has decided whether that pattern is good for you. If you've experienced emotionally unavailable relationships, emotional distance might not immediately feel strange. If you've experienced unpredictable affection, inconsistency might feel unusually exciting. And if you've spent years being the responsible one, someone who seems carefree and emotionally dependent on you might initially feel appealing. Not because you consciously want dysfunction, but because our brains learn patterns. That's why someone can say, I don't know what it is about him. There's just something there. That something deserves examination. Not shame. Not judgment. Curiosity. Ask yourself, does this person feel familiar because he is healthy for me, or because this emotional pattern is something I've learned before? That question can change the way you understand attraction. 5. Being needed can feel like being loved. For many single mothers, responsibility becomes part of everyday life. You solve problems. You organize things. You take care of people. You keep going even when you're exhausted. So when a man says, I need you, that can feel emotionally meaningful. But being needed and being loved are not identical. A healthy relationship isn't built on one person rescuing the other. It's built on two adults choosing each other. There's a difference between, I need you because you complete what I cannot do for myself, and, I want you because I value who you are. The first can create dependency. The second creates partnership. And that's an important distinction when you're deciding whether attraction is leading somewhere healthy. 6. The man who gets your attention isn't necessarily the man who deserves it. This is where attraction becomes a choice. You cannot always control the first feeling. You may instantly like someone. You may feel chemistry before you know much about him. You may find yourself excited when his name appears on your phone. That's human. But attraction is the beginning of information gathering. It's not the conclusion. Once the initial excitement appears, start watching. How does he treat people who can't give him anything? How does he respond when you say no? Does he respect your schedule? Does he understand that your child is part of your life? Does he become angry when you set boundaries? Does he keep promises? Does his behavior remain consistent after the excitement fades? And perhaps most importantly, does being with him make your life emotionally safer or emotionally more chaotic? Those questions tell you much more than chemistry alone. 7. Don't punish yourself for being attracted. There's another message I want single mothers to hear. If you've been attracted to the wrong person before, don't turn that into, "What's wrong with me?" Nothing is necessarily wrong with you. Human attraction is complicated. Your brain isn't a perfect relationship selection machine. It uses memories, emotions, familiarity, expectations, and immediate signals to create feelings. Sometimes it gets things right. Sometimes it doesn't. The answer isn't to become suspicious of every man. And it isn't to stop trusting your feelings completely. It's to add something to your feelings. Awareness. You can feel attraction and still take your time. You can feel chemistry and still observe behavior. You can enjoy attention and still maintain boundaries. You can love someone and still decide that they aren't right for your life. That's emotional maturity. The real meaning of attraction. So what does it actually mean when you're strongly attracted to a particular man? It means something about that person is activating something inside you. But you still have to discover what that something is. Is it genuine compatibility? Is it emotional safety? Is it confidence? Is it familiarity? Is it excitement? Is it the feeling of finally being noticed? Or is it a pattern you've mistaken for chemistry? You don't have to answer those questions immediately. Give yourself enough time to find out. Because the best relationship isn't necessarily the one that produces the strongest feeling on day one. Sometimes it's the one that continues to feel good after reality enters the room. After the excitement settles. After boundaries appear. After disagreements happen. After life gets complicated. After you say no. After he says no. After you see each other on ordinary days. That's when attraction gets tested by reality. And that's where healthy love begins to separate itself from simple chemistry. So if you're a single mom who is falling for someone right now, don't ask yourself only, "How strongly do I feel about him?" Ask another question. What does my attraction seem to be responding to, and is that something I want building the next chapter of my life? Because you don't need to stop being attracted to the wrong people. You need to become better at understanding why they attract you. And once you understand that, you become much better at recognizing the person who is actually right for you. And that's what this series is really about. Not teaching you who to love. Teaching you how to understand what you're feeling, so you can make better choices with it. In the next video, we'll go one step deeper. Why the man you want isn't always the man you need, and how to recognize the difference before your emotions make the decision for you.